Now, of course, all of this was well known to Sports Illustrated 3 years ago when this fabled cover featuring George Springer, the current series MVP, boldly proclaimed the Astros back in 2014 as your 2017 World Series champion, which means SI's Ben Ryder has now ascended to cult status. Having written that cover story, copies of this edition, Ben, now going for four figures. Did you save a few?
Ooh. I've got a few. I might have to hang on to those, though, Bob.
I would think, especially if they're signed. You walk into their offices back in, June of 2014, and you encompass a group of guys who make no secrets what they're trying to do.
That's right. That's the most amazing part of all of this. They told the world exactly what their plan is. They were going to tear down an organization that was already struggling. They were going to have a few bad years when no one was going to come to the ballpark, when they were going to have 0.0 TV ratings, and it was all going to be worth it when they built a team that would win a championship. That is exactly what happened. I guess we were early as far as believing them, but they told you what they were going to do.
You come back, you assemble your piece, you sit down with your editors, you got to pick and I guess you had a voice in projecting what date this would all crest. And why 2017?
Well, when you looked at the nucleus they had at the time, it seemed as if the ages of the players would work. Jose Altuve was there. He was going to be 27. George Springer was going to be 28. We thought that Carlos Correa would be old enough at this point, 23, to contribute and also, as it turns out, get married. But it really seemed as if all these efforts were aiming towards this year. And I still can't believe that everything came together as it did. There were obviously a lot of rough spots along the way. They didn't get everything right, and they never expected to. This is a team that flat out cut J.D. Martinez after 2014 spring training, who only went on to become one of the best hitters in the league. Their goal was to get more decisions right than their competitors, and that's just what they did.
If you had to pick one inflection point, what would it be?
I think it was when they picked Carlos Correa.
Yeah.
I do. That year, they had the #1 overall pick. Nobody thought that this shortstop from Puerto Rico was going to be the guy. In fact, the Astros public relations department didn't even have a bio prepared for him in the event. They had one for Mike Zunino, Byron Buxton. They didn't have one for Carlos Correa. But the Astros believed in Correa, not just because all of their advanced metrics liked him, but because their scouts deeply believed in his skills. And that's really the difference between this team and Moneyball. They've brought in those old-fashioned sources of information like scouting and combined it with the most advanced analytics you can have. But anyway, that pick for Correa not only got them a superstar shortstop, it also gave them enough money to later draft Lance McCullers Jr., who started Game 7 of the World Series. That's a good draft.
Yeah, you mentioned Correa. There's another Correa in this mix. I alluded to the hacking by the Cards into the Astros. Christopher Correa, 4-year federal term. You pointed out something in a piece you wrote last week about court papers and Correa's attitude about the hack.
That's right. According to federal court papers, one of the reasons that Correa was driven to up his hacking attempts was, in fact, jealousy about our Sports Illustrated cover proclaiming the Houston Astros the 2017 champion. Of course, Correa had worked with a lot of the guys in the Astros front office, like Jeff Luhnow, the data chief Sig Mejdal, Mike Elias, the assistant GM. They had all used to be in St. Louis with Correa. They went to the Astros. They were getting all this pub. I guess Chris Correa felt envious of this and,
Yeah.
He's serving a 4-year federal prison sentence.
Well, the next time I want to go to a casino, I'm going with you because you see the trends and you spot the winners. Ben Ryder, SI, thank you so much.